So, ladies and gentlemen, I will go all international on this introduction as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, meine Damen und Herren, señores y señoras, mesdames et Herren, guten Abend, good evening, buonasera, buenas noches, konnichiwa, xin chao, ni hao, annyeong, grüezi wohl, grüß Gott, dobrowitsch, dabarwitsch, good afternoon, good dag, yo estet kiva nok, shalom, good kwelt, good kwell. And that's it for the moment. I'm trying to learn as many different languages as possible where I can say good evening, good day, good morning, something like this. So, this is Team Liquid Open number 12, the fifth qualifier for the TSL. It is Joe against Cloud, and just did a small mistake because Cloud, who is spawning as the red Terran, should have the SCV symbol here on the scoreboard. Yes, now he does. Is spawning as a red Terran in this round of 16 match against Joe. At the 6 o'clock in close positions by air, we have Joe as the green Protoss player. At the 9 o'clock, and casted a couple of games, Joe already when we were still allowed to do live casts. Now it's the replay cast, and we saw some pretty entertaining games already, and I hope those two games, or maybe three games, because it is a best of three, will be entertaining as well. I have no idea if it will be 2 or 3 games, so no need to suspect anything at all. And of course, from now on I will be recording those games as VODs. The VODs will be available on my YouTube channel. If you're having any issues with lags and stuff, maybe your bandwidth is not good enough, because I am streaming at 2.1 megabits per second. There's a low quality stream available as well. It works for the iPhone, iPads, and even for Android phones, which got a Flash application on it running. And once again, I try to say good evening or hello, good day in as many different languages as possible. Currently I got 22 languages, everything from Estonian to Spanish, Japanese, Vietnamese. I'm trying to learn as many languages as possible where I can go all international in my introduction. So if you've got another language which I should learn, help me. Tell me it. And I've got a Facebook page, and there I just started a status update where people were able to comment, and there were already some nice comments there, people helping me out. So if you got another question, maybe you know what's up in Swahili or in have no idea what languages, possibly maybe in Arabic as well. Okay, I know Arabic. But there are a lot of possibilities. So just on my Facebook page, you find anything else there. I'm getting asked about my playlist as well, and there we find playlists with the YouTube links, etc., etc. But let's not talk about me or my international introductions anymore. Let's talk a little bit more about this game. So I was talking not about this game too much because there was not so much going on. We just saw Cloud going for the one gate, one barracks into fast expansion, but he did. Compared to Thorzain in the last game we casted, Cloud decided to go for the add-on before he built an expansion, and then he started the command center, went for 2 more barracks, and because of this tech lab, of course, he's got the possibility to do quite some damage. He's got 2 Marauders with a concussor shell already. This pylon most likely will go down. Let's take a look at how many forces does Joe currently have. He's got 1 Zealot, and he's got a 1 Sentry out very soon. And interestingly enough, Cloud is moving back. He's pulling back with his forces. He only got the single Marine. The single Marine got taken out by the Zealot, so he did not do too much damage at all. So he killed a single Stalker and a Pylon, I think, maybe something like this, and that's about it. And there he's doing a scan. Joe, who is going for the 4 gate, let me take a look. Yes, he's aware of all those gates. Cloud is aware of all those gates, but Joe's got a hidden pylon here in the base of Cloud, and Cloud with his bunker here at the front won't be able to do too much damage. Now there are more units warped in, and now Cloud is aware of those forces. That's why he is bringing all the SCVs there, and two stalkers and a single sentry won't be too effective. And this is looking very good for Cloud. Not only just he had 4 free kills and the probe and the pylon, but also he will be ahead in terms of economy, because his orbital command is already finished, and it is not looking good for Joe. But Joe, he is not committing for an all-out attack. No need to send probes, and I just have to win this right here, right now. He's got still his forces here on the low ground there, but he needs to watch out. I mean, he's got enough energy for 2 force fields, but as soon as the Cloud decides to move out, especially with the concussive shell, it is not looking good there at all for Joe. And small mistake by Joe. I mean, his Stalker survived with 11 HP left, but it is not what he does want, and he's even building a pylon, so he still wants to apply some pressure, but on the same time he is having this Nexus and the natural. It's getting scanned right now. He's going for the robotics as well, so he's got a game plan, he's got a transition, and now he wants to do, and I saw him doing this quite a lot already. He just got a lot of sentries. He paid attention to what's going on at the ramp, and he just constantly force fielded the ramp, prevented his opponent from moving out with his forces. So meanwhile he was able to get an economy and to take up himself. So this game is of course far from over, because Joe is a smart player. He did not went for any insane all-in strategies. He's got a late game plan, and this is of course very important, because many players learned how to deal with a 4-gate. I mean, Cloud was in a little bit better position because he spotted the hidden pylon here in this area, but if you know how to deal with a 4-gate and you as a Protoss player, you don't have a backup plan, you're pretty much doomed. But Joe, from the first minute on, knew, okay, if I won't be successful there with my attacks, I just can warp in some sentries, and because of the fact that the starport still takes a little bit more for the medivacs to come out, he just can contain him and get an expansion up himself. He's got the Nexus up, but now the medivacs will be out for Joe, for Cloud pretty soon. And Joe, he knew about this reactor with the barracks with a factory on it. So a factory with a reactor on it most of the time means, okay, a couple of seconds later there will be some medivacs in the mix as well. So now Joe knows about those 2 medivacs. The medivacs will now be dropped, elevated here down to the ground. This one medivac is getting attacked, so there are 2 force fields, not doing too much, and there's just 3 sentries, 2 stalkers left. Those marines are stimmed, and the remaining forces are moving down the ramp. And this is not looking good for Joe right now, so he lost all of those forces. Let's take a look at the harvester count. 37 SCVs against 44 probes. Actually, Joe ahead in terms of economy for the moment. Let's take a look at the supply. 75, so though they are pretty even. So it looks like Joe with this contain, he's not only was able to catch up, but he was also able to get ahead, because now he is ahead in terms of supply, he is ahead in terms of economy. And let's take a look what he's ahead even in terms of tech, because he's got the Colossus out already, but now there comes to the floating factory. Second Colossus is getting chrono boosted. Is Cloud going for an attack? No, not just yet. And let's take a look at the production tab. So we see a Forge, another Colossus coming up for Joe. On the other hand, Cloud is getting Vikings, he's getting more SCVs, he's getting the Terran infantry armor, and now I of course know why Joe was able to get ahead in terms of economy, because all the time he was here at the natural of Cloud. Cloud just was not able to land his orbital command. But one thing made me a little bit curious, is that even though Cloud had this orbital command there for quite a while, why did he did not produce more SCVs? This is the only question I have. So factory is getting attacked, factory is going down. Let's zoom in. Boom, there we go. And took down the destructible rocks, wants to go for the gold right away, still producing more Marauders, more Marines, more Vikings. So the army composition Cloud has is a very volatile one, especially with the Stim being able to do so much damage. And what is Joe doing? He's having 2 Colossi, he's having quite a lot of Zealots, a couple or even more Stalkers, and 1 Immortal, but he does not have the charge, and this army composition without the charge, I'm not so sure if it's too effective, because he needs charge or more sentries with more force fields. He just swapped in more Stalkers, and I mean, this army composition is okay, but especially with those 7 Vikings, soon to be 9 Vikings here in the mix, I'm not sure how much damage will he do. But we will see soon enough double Guardian Shields coming up, Vikings taking out Colossus number 1, Colossus number 2 is getting attacked there as well. Joe microing his Colossi back, but now there are the Stint Marauders, and the Stint Marauders just taking out all of those Stalkers, and this was just too much to handle for him. So you need more force fields to block some of those Marines and Marauders from doing damage, but because of the fact that all of the Marauders and all of the Marines were able to do some damage, yes, Colossus number 1, number 2 and number 3 and all the remaining Stalkers went down so fast, and the Zealots were not able to charge in there, and this is not looking good for Joe. I mean, he's still ahead in terms of Harvester. He decided not to go for the gold, but decided to go for the 12 o'clock natural. But in terms of supply, Cloud is ahead by 17 in terms of production. We see Cloud is just getting more of everything. He's getting even a new factory because he wants to build a second starport, and that's why I don't like sacrificial factory. Just scan once more, because the factory can do a perfect job as to be a organ donator, to provide the reactors and the tech labs here, because now every barracks has to build his own add-on. Meanwhile, all this factory, the factory could have built all those add-ons before that. So there's a factory moving over once again. And I mean, if you want to go for a scouting factory, why not building any starports? And he is not building any starports. Why do not build a barracks in the first place? I mean, you can invest those 100 guys somewhere else. So looks like Cloud is moving out. Cloud is aware of this 12 o'clock natural expansion here. And what does Joe have? He's only got 2 Colossi, a couple of Zealots and a couple of Stalkers without any upgrades but the +1, but no charge. There's the scan. There are the Vikings. There are the Zealots moving in, but with the concussor shell, those Zealots are already halfway dead before they are actually able to do some damage. So Cloud is not attacking Joe here at his natural, he's just taking out the space here at the 12 o'clock natural, and killing more probes, and those Stint Marines, Stint Marauders of course do a shitload of damage. This factory will go down once again, scouted absolutely nothing. Meanwhile, Cloud is going for the +2, he's getting more ghosts, producing 4 Marauders at once, and I mean, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 barracks, 5 with the tech lab, 2 with the reactor, and still there's 1 Marauder here, there's 1 Marine here. Nexus is slowly getting down, and another big battle might be occurring, and there we go, all the Marauders stimmed once again. There are the Zealots in the mix, and there are the Stalkers in the mix as well. Joe doing a good job at focusing down the Vikings, but in the end those Stint Marines are just too much, and GG, well played by Joe, and it was indeed well played. So they were talking about the veto for the next maps, and Joe is just a nice person, and he's just asking, okay, Joe's just asking, hey, are you okay with Xel'Naga Caverns then? And Cloud said, okay, why not? Xel'Naga Caverns it is. So game number 2 between Joe and Cloud will be played on Xel'Naga Caverns. So Cloud is up 1-0. Joe needs to win 2 more games. Cloud just needs to win